Hello YouTube world, this is Marco G here at Motorcycle Tips and Trips. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell and tell a friend. Today we're covering the drive shaft. It's called the final shaft. And shaft-driven motorcycles, you have to change your oil. But we come to the same situation as the motor oil. We have to use the proper oil. Which one we're going to use? So follow me and we'll cover this. Okay, here we are at the end drive, what it's called. But all shaft-driven motorcycles, all practice the same. I don't care if it's Harley Davidson, Honda, whatever bike that has shaft-driven. There's two screws, two bolts actually. There's one here, that's the drain plug. This is where you fill it up. So I'm going to open these up and drain it, and then I'll cover what the oils we're going to use just to give it time to drain. So here's this on the Suzuki Boulevard. This is a 21 and that's a 17. So we just got to open it. I got this cardboard right here just in case it leaks. Don't get on the tire. You know that could be dangerous if you fall. So just get an oil pan and catch it. So let's go from here. Okay. There's a 21 here. Let's loosen this bugger real quick. Spring. Right here. The top one. And this is where you're going to pour it in. Just let that drain, and you have to. There's a magnet at the end of this thing, and you just got to clean it out of the bolt. You just got to clean it. And I have a picture and a video on that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, while it was draining, let's go over this. Now, I used to use, last one I used was the Valvoline's 8590 GL5, super high temperature. It was a synthetic blend. So I used that last time I was out of it, and I started doing a research. But then these I use on my vehicle's rear ends. And this is a 7590, this is another 7590, this one's a GL5, this one ain't, but they're both synthetic. So they seem good. But then I did a search, and Suzuki, they require just a 90 weight. So you got to search your manual and see what recommended for your motorcycle for the final drive. Now, I did buy the Suzuki because it's about the same price of these. All the thing difference I had to pay for shipping. But on motorcycles, final drive requires high, I can't pronounce it right, but I'll do my best, is hypoid oil. Now, hypo oil takes more temperature, takes more stress on it, because on a motorcycle, it's not like on a regular car. The gears just are straight gears. They go in together. Some are kind of twisted. But you have to remember that a car has reverse. And the gears are designed to go forward and backwards. On a motorcycle, they have more of a slant and a bite. So because the motorcycle only goes forward. So of course you could roll it back, but when it's in gear, it's going forward. And in that box in there, the oil is getting pinched within the gears. So the hypo oil is designed so it could bounce back to where it's supposed to be. I wish I could bounce back to 20, but I can't. But those oils could take that stress and last longer to help wear on the gears, because eventually in time you're going to get metal dust, metal particles in there because of the rubbing and grinding, and this helps prevent. So motorcycles drive shafts end drive has to have the hypoid gear oil. So you have to make sure. Now, if you have nothing else and you have to, go ahead. Use these 95 full synthetic and high temperature. There's even one that castor oil makes for 145 weight, but you need the hypo. So don't forget, the hypo oil is needed on the Suzuki. I went ahead by it. It's not that expensive. I bought what is recommended this way. There was other hypos, but it was 85, 90 for the same price. Let me get the what's recommended. Just happened to be Suzuki. If it was another brand, it was just 90 weight. That's why I go. That's what's recommended. So that's for your tip of today. So I'm going to put this oil in here and show you what needs to be done. Also, I forgot to mention that it's best if you have it on your kickstand sideways to drain it. But now you won't really want to have. I have a stand you want it level. If you don't have, you need to have somebody level it for you, or get a stand, and I will show you that. So let's follow me. Okay, guys, here's the plugs. Now, this is the bottom plug, the drain plug, and you can see this. I think you can see that. Those are the silver shavings from the gear rubbing each other on the shaft, but that's a normal thing that happens. That's why they put a magnet in there, because they know that happens, and that's why I'm changing my oil. But I also know this is the top plug where you pour the oil, but the O-ring is kind of damaged, so I'm going to have to replace that. So you need to check that when you open this, so this way it'll do a better seal. And when I'm waiting for the oil to drain, I'm giving it like 5 or 10 minutes to make sure everything comes out, and then but I will take a bit, and I'm going to clean this. Okay, we're back. Now look at the difference on that how it was before. This is all the metal shavings that I got cleaning off the magnet there. So the magnet is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Oops. So now it's a whole lot cleaner. So that's what you need to remember. Clean that off, and that's from there, and that's why I change it. Okay, guys, here's the oil. At first it looked clear, but now I don't know if you can see it. It's a little cloudy. That is I can't make it show up better, but that is metal particles in there, because it's supposed to be clear. I'm going to try here to put it in the sun, but I don't know if you can see those. Let me pour over on the other side and make it come back. See, you could tell right there, there's stuff in the oil. Okay, guys, here we are. Don't forget to put the plug underneath. You could use a jack, motorcycle jack, if you want to level it. You could do whatever type of jack you want to use. I'm using this. I found out it's easier if you put a piece of wood in front of this. It just falls on there and flips over. A lot of times, if this is not bolted down, it starts sliding. So I found out if you could run this over by pushing it, it will go on there and it'll flip. So okay, let's try this. Here we go. Boom. Oop, didn't go fast enough. There you are. So that's another tip there. Put that 2x4 right in front of that. Boom. She's in there. Okay, follow me. Okay, here are we back. So, nice thing about this conventional oil is that I love the tip. It's much easier to squeeze it in there, and then much easier to see than using the funnel and than this. Now, if I had an empty bottle, I would pour that in there and be a whole lot easier to do this. But when do we change this oil? The final drive oil. We change what the book is saying, what I've seen out there. Most final drive is every 7,500 miles, which is kind of awkward, especially on this bike. It requires every 3,000 miles to change your oil. So at 6,000 miles, you could change that drive shaft oil if you like, or at 9,000 miles, it doesn't hurt, or every year won't hurt. It just depends what your mileage is. And if you don't put hardly nothing, don't worry about it. Track your mileage, it'd be a good thing to do. Now you have to remember on the motorcycle, when you buy it from the dealer, the first 600 miles is the maintenance that is required, or you void the warranty, is the break-in oil, where you have to change the motor oil and the end drive oil, the final drive oil at the same time. And then from there you could go from 3,000 miles and 7,500 if you want. I'll do it at 6 or 9, whatever you like. So you'll pour it. I have to use this, which is more of a pain, but you pour the oil in there and you're fine. So okay, so let's get this going. So remember, when you tighten this bolt down here, just snug, you go snug, and then you tighten it just a little bit further. Remember, I always mention this, don't Donkey Kong it. You're gonna strip it. This washer was okay, I checked it. The washer that was on this was bad, and I ended up putting double washer O-rings on there. One on the inside, and the other one fit on the outside, so it'll give a better double seal. So check it. You have to check this before you go on, because then you're gonna have a leak. And then after you drive a while, see if it leaks. If it leaks, then that washer is bad. Then you have to, either you're gonna catch it and preserve it, and then get a new washer. But that one looked fine, so I've changed it before, so it's pretty good. So now I wish I had saddlebags, quick movers, and eventually I'm going to get that. Now the oil, once it reaches the edge, it starts dripping out of here. That's when you that's where the full is. So you don't need no measuring cups or anything like that. You know, you just pour it in slow, but that will work. That's why you have the cardboard there. You don't want the oil on your tires. So and definitely you could tell that this is a better oil than what I had in there. Okay, here's you put the ratchet. I grab it down here because I don't want it too tight. Here you get too much leverage. There, that's all I need. And just keep an eye on it, but that shouldn't leak. That should not leak. So there we are. That was simple to do. Okay, everybody, I hope that helped you. What kind of oil to receive, how you change your oil, and all that. So remember, you need to get the high-powered gear oil. And like this is Suzuki, so I got a Suzuki, but you got to make sure it's high-powered. So I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And I got to go because I got to go for a ride. See you in the next video.